Hey, how you doing? Austin Hilton here with an update video on Xpeng, ticker symbol XPEV. You guys know I'm bullish on this stock. I own this stock. So it looks like we might finally be getting some positive momentum related to Xpeng, and I'm going to be bringing you some information today talking about that, kind of look at what may be in store for us for the future with Xpeng. Plus, as a value add for you for this video, I'm also going to be bringing you two growth stocks that are absolutely doing really well. They're reaching new 52-week highs, have upward momentum trends. These are two stocks that I think you may ought to definitely look at if you're interested in growth stocks that have a lot of momentum and they're trending. I want you to take a look at those stocks as well. So I've got two of those for you in this video. So I've got a triple header for you in this video, so I hope you stick around and watch all of it. As always, this video is for entertainment purposes only. And if you would do me a huge favor, if you get any value out of this video, do two things. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, because I'm here making videos for you every single day, 1, 2, 3+ videos a day. My goal is real simple. It's to help you make more money in the stock market. That's all I really care about. And secondly, if you would drop a like on this video, I would greatly, sincerely appreciate it. Work hard on these videos for you, and I'd love that if you do it. That helps the video to rank well, helps me to grow the channel and all that kind of stuff. So let's go take a look at what's going on with XPEV. As I said, I'm bullish on this stock. I own it, and I want to go look at real quickly what is going on, and then I'm going to show you the two growth stocks that I've got for you today that are trending high, 52-week highs. These stocks are killing it, doing really well. We're going to take a look at those as well. Here we go. So you guys know I'm a fan of Xpeng. I own Xpeng Neo, and I also own Lee. So I forgot for a minute what I own there. I'm a big fan and believer in the overall EV space. I think that EV is obviously going to continue to be a way of life for us. It just is what it is. And I like all three of these Chinese EV manufacturers. So today, the stock closed down 34 at 34.49, down about 2% today. Overall 6-month chart, we've kind of been stuck really in this level. I think that this is really our support level, you know, in the low to mid 30s. Really, we've tested a little bit. Well, right there, that would have been, yep, that's March 8th. So again, I kind of discount those valleys where we were getting the market corrections on the NASDAQ, things like that. So, you know, we got one there. We had a little bit of a decline here. So really, if you take those out, we really are trading in the low to mid 30s. You know, so overall, again, the stock hasn't really done much, but I think that we're poised to continue to go up. You guys know I'm a long-term investor. I invest in these stocks. I'm holding them for 12+ months. I'm investing for the long term, and that's where I see the value around Xpeng. Okay, so the piece of information I want to show you is this one, Xpeng a reawakening. The recent announcement of capacity expansion in Wuhan lends better operational and sales visibility. Company could break even and finally reach positive profits soon. Major improvements seen in operating margins. Good stuff. Feared chip shortage, i.e. supply disruption, was not a disaster. Deliveries are still strong. We're actually seeing that now across the board in some of the other EV manufacturers, that those feared chip shortage, which I think has put some downward pressure on these stocks, was not as bad as we thought. Deliveries are still working really well. Okay, so what I want to show you real quickly here is here's some positives related to the industry and the overall scenario. Optimism on EVs and strong industry growth rates are common knowledge by now. The following points suggest specific positives for Xpeng that remain intact despite relatively ebbing momentum on the stock's price as compared to Q4 2020, which it was doing really well. Okay, number one, deliveries met despite fears on chip shortage. Again, they met their deliveries. So they brought in a record quarterly deliveries of over 13,000 EVs in Q1, 487% over the year, 130% over the month in March. NIO delivered 20,000. This video is not about NIO, but they did really well too. So they beat their numbers as well. The challenges EV manufacturers face now is not so much the ability to deliver on its numbers, but I'm being also able to meet high expectations for the stock price to gain further traction. Okay. Government support and China's creation of an EV ecosystem. We've been seeing this across the board. You know, the Chinese government, again, making moves to build the infrastructure, right? So Xpeng strong deliveries describe not only extra support for the private sector, but also the Chinese government's push to develop this part of its industry. So Xpeng has entered into an agreement with the city of Wuhan to build a factory with capacity over 100,000 EV units. It's a very significant piece of news considering its deliveries of just 5,000 in March 2021. Annualizing this number, the new capacity would be more than whole of Xpeng's total historical annual production. All right. So that's good news. It's significant because it was released this week, suggesting it may have yet to be factored in analyst forecast numbers. So we may not actually see it, may not be actually forecasted. Let me see if there's anything else here I really wanted to do. The general Chinese government support for the EV ecosystem is strong, and the new facility in Wuhan echoes earlier provincial government financial support. So the government is lending a hand. The realities for EVs to gain traction, government willingness to support infrastructure initiatives are highly important. We're seeing that. The Chinese government is absolutely lending its support to the overall EV marketplace. Okay. Listing in Hong Kong adds to investor base and liquidity. Okay, we've heard this as well. This is really nothing new. They're going to intend to list in Hong Kong later this year. Okay, so of note, in late March, Xpeng held an autonomous driving expedition covering 8 cities in China. The exercise was successful as minimal human intervention was needed during the expedition and adds another brownie point to Xpeng's research and development efforts, placing Xpeng on the competitive landscape against rivals such as Tesla and NIO, etc. in the autonomous driving space. I actually didn't know that. That's pretty cool. That's new information that I did not know that. Okay, their financials overall are improving, and it looks to be like we're kind of turning the corner and, again, making strides forward, which is what we really care about, and that's what I wanted to bring you in this video. I'm not going to do a deep dive into their valuation because I don't want this video to run really long. Overall, I would leave it at this, is that we're seeing positive momentum, positive information coming related to Xpeng, and hopefully that the stock will continue to reflect that as we move forward. Again, I'm viewing this as a long-term investment. I like everything I am seeing here. Okay, I'm going to switch gears on you now, and we're going to talk real quickly about the 2 growth stocks that I have for you. They are 2 of the really pretty cool growth stocks. This actually is not one of them. So I'm going to start off with this one. So I want to point out this is what you don't want. This particular stock. I don't have anything against Axum, Thera, AXSM. I'm only using this stock chart as educational material. So in the stocks that I bring you, what we don't want is what you see in this chart. We don't want a stock that if you're looking for a stock with the following criteria. If you're looking for a true growth stock that has a lot of momentum, that is trending, and that is hitting its highs, we of course don't want what you see on your screen, right? We want a stock that is trading above its 50-day moving average, which is this red line, and trading above its 200-day moving average, which is this green line, okay? So you can see that this stock is trending down. And what happens here, just as a side note, is that let's say that people own the stock and they bought in somewhere around in this area. As the stock continues to trend down and is starting to move down, those people start to panic and freak. And so we hit this bottom, maybe we get some information, we get a nice spike back up. Well, the people start immediately to sell, okay, which puts downward pressure on that stock and continues just to push it down and push it down, thus pushing this stock to 52-week lows. Now, of course, I'm not factoring in any information. There might have been some information that hit this stock. I'm not factoring that in the capacity. I'm not looking at their news. I'm only showing this for illustrative purposes, only to show you from a stock chart what I don't look for. I don't want this, right? What I do look for is the following, and you can see from the graphic that's just come up on your screen. We want stocks that are hitting their 52-week high. That's number one. That's rule number one. We want stocks that are trading above their 50-day moving average. We also want stocks that are trading above their 200-day moving average. We want them to have a nice trend line moving up where it's showing that they're gaining momentum and they are building a trend. The reason we want this, the reason we want where a stock is hitting its 52-week highs, it may sound a little counterintuitive, is that we want a stock that's that is trending up. Well, Austin, I want to buy it cheap and wait for the bounce. Fine, then you have to kind of look at them differently. What I like about this is that the stock is proving that it's a winner. The stock is proving that it's on the move. It's on the move up. It's on this high trend up. Okay, so in that scenario, what you have here is that you have satisfied stockholders who are now starting to be really happy with this investment, and they may be buying and taking a little bit of profits or things like that. But the highs are higher. and the lows are higher, if that makes sense. We don't bounce below this 50-day moving average. If we do bounce below this 50-day moving average, then we might want to look at divesting ourselves of this stock, and or better way to do it is if you do buy the stop and have a trailing stop loss behind it, so that you never, and set that at your trailing 50-day moving average, so that you're always in the profit even if the stock starts to drop, if that makes sense, okay? Well, you're protecting your downside is what I really mean. So in this scenario, again, so that was illustrative purposes. In this scenario, this stock that I've been talking and showing you the chart for is Assurant Incorporated. AIZ is their ticker symbol. Feel free to go and do your own technical due diligence, fundamental due diligence. I'm bringing it to you because it checks the box on what I'm looking for. This is how I've done stock investing for years and years and years, is this scenario where I'm buying momentum trending stocks that are trading at these 52-week highs because they're just trending up, and they will continue to trend up as we get even more down the road, right? So they're just proving themselves. They've already proven themselves, and I'm just jumping on board the proverbial bandwagon. Okay, let me see real quickly. The stock is trading at 146.96. It ended trading up today about a percentage, and you can see that there's some pretty nice candlestick moves. I like to see these candlestick moves where you're getting maybe in 1 day movement. This was 134 all the way up to 138. You're getting some nice movement up here, 140 to 143. So you're getting nice daily movement, but overall the trend line is continuing to go up and up and up. And as you can see, we've hit our 52-week high, which is one of the key criteria related to this stock being one that I would consider and want to potentially be invested in. Okay, so this one is a good one. Check it out yourself, give it some thought. Again, most of these stocks that I bring you in this capacity are probably stocks that you've never heard of. Okay, I run them through special stock screeners looking for these key criteria so that I can bring them to you guys. Okay, the final stock that I want to bring you related to this growth stock is a company called Ares Capital Corp. Ticker is ARCC, trading at currently 1935 right there, and finished up 6 cents today, up 0.31%. Look at the stock for this. Remember, I'm going to remind you, the red line is the 50-day moving average. The green line is the 200-day moving average. We do not want a stock that drops below the 50-day moving average. You can see right here, we came really close on these given days to being right in that 50-day moving average, but you see the stock bounced back up really, really nicely. Also, I would point out that this stock, look at the dates. This stock was up and did really, really, really well on those really bottom days, you know, like March 8th and March 5th. I mean, almost every other stock that you look at, they were down. This stock has really, really weathered the storm related to not frankly being impacted via, you know, the NASDAQ and the overall market corrections. Now, it did trend down here, and right here you can see where our trend lines are coming, and I think that this right here was the latest NASDAQ correction that we really kind of had. You see it right here. See how it's trending down, and look at the dates, the March 23rd, 22nd, 24th, 25th. So it did drop. It was impacted by that latest little mini correction, if you will, where we had some of those, quite a few red days around those time frames. But you can see, look, the stock immediately reacted really well and started to move back up very, very, very nicely. Consider any of these stocks, run them through your own analysis, and see if they fit for you. So a few final thoughts. This will be brief. Hope you enjoyed this video. I wanted to update you on the latest that I'm seeing for Xpeng as a shareholder. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I like what's going on with them. Again, long-term play, I think we're okay, and I think we're going to continue to move forward. Also wanted to bring you these two growth stocks. I'm going to start probably doing this more and more, where I'm going to update you on a single company, piece of information going out around it, and then I'm going to, for a value add in every single video, I'm going to be bringing you at least 1, 2, maybe more of these growth stocks. I've been investing in growth stocks like this for a long time, for years. So I wanted to finally bring that to you guys from the channel and bring it to you so that you guys could get value out of this, because that's my goal, very simply, is to bring you guys value and to help you make more money in the stock market. That's what I care about. So subscribe to the channel, drop a like if you would, if you got value out of this. I'll see you later. Take care. Bye.